She had no idea I knew. That's what made it feel so surreal, watching her glide through our mornings like everything was untouched, unchanged. Sitting across from her at the breakfast table while she scrolled through her phone, smiling that same effortless smile she wore when we first met and when she lied to my face. For 3 long weeks, I carried the truth like a stone lodged in my chest. Heavy, cold, unmoving. I knew his name. I knew the room number. I even knew the scent of the cologne he liked on her, because suddenly she started wearing floral perfumes. She'd never worn those before. I remember telling her the first time she came home with it clinging to her skin. That's not really my thing. She just smirked and said, "It's growing on me." That was the first red flag I swallowed down like it didn't matter. She thought I was clueless, that I bought the whole late-night meetings lie, that I believed she suddenly had a spiritual connection to Pilates at 7:30 p.m., dressed in full makeup. But I wasn't in the dark, not even close. I had already read the text. I had already followed her once, just once, and watched her in a hotel with him, hand in hand, like guilt was a luxury they couldn't afford. Still, I didn't confront her. Not then, because there's a certain power in knowing the truth and pretending you don't. So I watched her, closely, every shift in her voice, every hesitation before answering a simple question, how her hand flew to her phone the second it buzzed, how her pupils lit up like I hadn't seen them do for me in years. And every night, she still had the audacity to kiss me goodnight, like we weren't living in the ruins of something sacred. I played my part perfectly. I cooked dinner with her. I asked about her day. I even booked us a weekend getaway she wouldn't attend. She didn't know I'd already made another appointment, this one with a lawyer. The same night she told me she'd be at a team offsite. I was signing documents that would end our marriage. She came home late, quietly slipping into bed, thinking she'd pulled off another escape. I heard her exhale like someone who just dodged a bullet, like she still had the upper hand. She had no idea. The next morning, I made her coffee just the way she liked it. Almond milk, 2 pumps of vanilla, 1 sugar. She walked into the kitchen wearing one of my shirts, pretending everything was fine. Maybe she still believed it. Maybe she thought I'd never find out. She underestimated me. I waited until after breakfast. No drama, no shouting, no desperate last-minute bargaining. I just wanted clarity. And if I couldn't have that, I'd take peace, even if it came wrapped in silence. She was rinsing her mug when I said it. "Hey!" I began casually, as if I were about to ask if she wanted to go for a walk. "We need to finalize the divorce." Her body froze, completely still. Water continued to run over her hand, but she didn't feel it. She didn't move. Her back stiffened like she was bracing for a collision she didn't see coming. When she turned around, her face was pale, her lips parted, but nothing came out at first. "What?" she finally asked, her voice soft, trying to place the moment. I repeated it, firmer, final. "We need to finalize the divorce. I've already spoken to a lawyer. You'll be getting the papers this week." She blinked, as if her brain was buffering. "Why are you saying that? Where is this coming from?" I didn't say a word, just walked over to the drawer and pulled out the evidence. Printed messages, hotel receipts, screenshots. Her words, not mine, black ink on white paper, permanent and undeniable. I placed them gently on the table, like a surgeon presenting the cause of death. She didn't look down, not at first. Her eyes clung to mine, scanning me for weakness, searching for rage, waiting for me to snap, so she could spin the story, paint herself a victim. She needed a scene. She needed chaos to blur the facts. But I gave her nothing. Eventually, she looked, and when she did, her whole body deflated. Her hand moved slowly, trembling, as she flipped through the pages. The text, the photos, the cruel words she typed about me. The man who slept beside her, who held her dreams like they were sacred. "He's boring," one message read. "He won't leave, even if he finds out," said another. That one hit like a sucker punch to the ribs. She opened her mouth again. "I can explain." "No," I replied. "You really can't. And you don't have to. And just like that, the mask fell. The confident, clever woman who thought she had me wrapped around her finger disappeared. In her place stood someone small, trembling, terrified. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I almost laughed. "A mistake is forgetting your phone at home. What you did, that was a decision. A collection of choices made over and over again, knowing the damage. I told her I'd be moving out that weekend, that the house would be sold, that everything else would go through lawyers. And I meant it. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't even shocked. I was done. And that scared her more than anything. Not the divorce. Not the legal papers. Not even the exposure. What shattered her was my stillness, my silence, my peace. The realization that she didn't break me like she thought she would. She begged. She cried. She dropped to her knees, swearing she'd end it with him, that she never meant for it to go this far, that it was a moment of weakness, a lapse in judgment. But I wasn't listening anymore, because the woman I had fallen in love with, she didn't exist. Hadn't for a long time. I left her there on the kitchen floor, sobbing into her hands, surrounded by the wreckage of her own choices. And when I stepped out the door, with nothing but my car keys and what little pride I had left, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Free.